There we go. We live. We live. Building $1 million business. We're back better than ever. Let's make sure we get all our channels in here. What if I told you, though, you can build $1 million business and do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Let's get NC Live on here. I think we can get NC Live today. Can we get them? Can we get them? Can we get them? Boom, we're back, boy. Showtime at the Apollo. Here we go. Episode 66, week 14 of a 52-week build. We're building $1 million business. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Hart. Thank you for joining. What if I told you, family, like you can build $1 million business and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me if I told you it's possible? That's exactly what we're doing. Every single day, Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time, we drop an episode called Building $1 Million Business. And the goal is actually to build $1 million business and do it in 12 months. Well, newsflash or great news for you guys, that's what we're doing, and you're in the right place. So, the people that join me, mid-level professionals, entrepreneurs, everyday hustlers, go-getters, people that's aiming to try to get that next promotion, people that are trying to get in that corporate office, corporate execs trying to get to that C-suite. We're talking about we're all in one place, right? I have that experience, been there, done that. So today we're going to build $1 million business, and we're going to do it in public. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Hart, known as that healthcare guy across some circles. And for me, shall I say this, Army veteran, 6 years in the Army, 2 tours overseas, 1 during 9/11. And then I found healthcare, rose through the ranks, became a healthcare technology executive, was part of an executive team that spearheaded and sold a $750 million technology company at the end of 2018. In 2023, I decided, you know what? How about you just bet on yourself, create your own thing, right? So I created my own business in 2023, started paying myself. And then at the end of 2025, I had the bright ideas like, this is fun and all, but what if we can teach other people how to build their own business, how to get to their bag, how to get to their $1 million wealth system, okay? That's what we're doing here. So thank you guys for joining. Thanks for rocking with me. This is week 14 of a 52-week build, episode 66, and we're back better than ever. Today, we're going to be streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, as well as Instagram. We got the whole family in one place like we always do. Let me make sure you know this. The comment boxes are open. Should I say the chat box? So if this is your first time here, don't be a stranger. Say hi and thank you. I'll make sure to say hi and thank you back. Also, every single day, we do these Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time, right? They're 30 minutes or less episodes, right? This is episode 66. So there's 2 places you can find the other 65 episodes. One is on my YouTube. I created a playlist called Building $1 Million Business. You can tap in there and you can watch the other 65 episodes. And or if you're following me on LinkedIn, underneath my event section on my homepage, you can find the other 65 episodes there as well. They're free to watch, free to download right now. And check this out. You want to check those out before I close those off so we can monetize that, because we are building $1 million business. But right now they're free for you, so make sure you tap into those. Let me pause really quick because I see people coming in. I see you, Dre. I see you, user 326. I see you, Patrice Western. Thanks for popping in. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, is TikTok. The whole family is in one place. Let's get into it. Let me take a sip and let's get into this. Hey, welcome back, family. It's Monday. So let me give you some of that Monday energy. Let's get into this thing. April the 13th. Oh, I should say this too. Technically, just yesterday, we celebrated 90 days of building this $1 million business. So it happened over the weekend, but we can celebrate that today, right? We kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Here it is, April the 13th, 2026. 90 days into this, episode 66. We've been super consistent about delivering content that's going to help shape and design our $1 million business. 2 big major goals that we have. One is we're going to create $1 million in revenue this year, right? So you definitely want to stay tuned how we're going to get to our $1 million bag. The second goal is we're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem inside the newsletter. If you haven't joined the newsletter, this is going to be your place where you're going to get downloadable templates, frameworks, tools, resources to help you get to your $1 million bag as well. Okay. So thank you for joining. Don't forget, comment boxes are open. I see you, Dr. Ruby. I see you, 1Run8. Everybody's here in one place. Drop your first name, say hi and thank you. I'll make sure to say hi and thank you back. You can use the QR codes, the links, the floating banners, or simply drop newsletter, and I'll make sure you personally get your invite on the inside as well. So episode 66, what are we talking about? Let's get into it. Boredom is killing your progress, family. That's the topic. So let me ask you something. What do you do when things get boring? And I'm not talking about, I see you, Claus. Thanks for popping in. I'm not talking about hard. I'm not talking about overwhelming. I'm not even confusing. I'm talking about when things get boring, when you already know what to do, like you know the play, you know the playbook, when the process it feels repetitive, when nothing feels new anymore. This is where I've seen this in my own experience, family, people that I've coached. This is where people fall off. And it's not because they don't have discipline, but it's because they don't know how to operate when the excitement fades. Woo! I'm about to get into it. So here's the message. If you need to feel new to stay consistent, family, you're not committed to the outcome. Remember, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just calling it how I see it. I'm building this thing in person. I've coached hundreds of people to get to, the C-suite. I've been there, done it, right? People that's building businesses, people that are looking to build their playbook, family. If you need to feel new to stay consistent, you're not committed to the outcome. Straight up. You're committed to the feeling. Let that sit for a second. Okay. Man, I'm about to get into it. I'm going to step on some toes, but I'm going to give you the truth every single time that we do this. So here's a promise. In this episode, we're going to get into something that doesn't get talked about enough. What happens when the progress, what happens when the progress, it stops being exciting? And we're not talking about burnout here because, you know the difference in burnout. We're not talking about distractions. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that phase where you figured things out already, right? You built the rhythm already. You know exactly what needs to be done. But now it feels like you're doing the same shit every single day. So by the end of this, you're going to understand why boredom is actually a sign of progress, why most misinterpret this phase and start all over again, and then how to stay locked in when that progress, when it feels repetitive. So here's what I have to learn. Boredom, or should I say boring, is where your results are built. I'm going to explain. Let me tap in real quick. I see more and more family coming in. Thank y'all for joining. We're streaming across Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. This is episode 66, week 14 of a 52-week build. We're building $1 million business. And if you landed here, the algorithm is favoring you. Real talk. Like they're telling you this is some content you probably need to tap in. We're building $1 million business and we're doing it in public. So every single episode is designed to give you some insight, some tools, some knowledge, some frameworks, some understanding, some resources, maybe even some connections that's going to help you get to your $1 million bag. People that tap in here, mid-level professionals, entrepreneurs, small business owners, everyday hustlers, corporate executives, people that are trying to get their $1 million bag or trying to angle to get to that next level of their career success. So thank you for tapping in. There's this misunderstanding that you need to fix, family. Most people think growth should feel exciting like all the time, all the way through. That's what I see you, Mary. I see you, Diva Sweetie, Sweaty 25. I see you on Instagram, family. I see all my TikTok family joining in. Mary, Ryan, Rachel, Loco, Claus. Everybody's here, right? So most people think growth should feel exciting all the way through. That's a lie. Like you've been lying to yourself. Maybe other people have been lying to you. The beginning is always exciting. When you coming up with those new ideas, when you got that new direction, when you giving it that new energy. I see you, AI. Thanks for joining. Everything feels fresh in the beginning, right? But once you find what works, there's no more guessing. There's no more guessing what we need to be doing. Now it's just all about execution. Same actions, same structure, same focus, day after day. And this is where boredom begins to show up for a lot of people. And most people, they read it the wrong way. Like real talk. They read it extremely the wrong way. Things are about to change in your business and in your life when this happens. Thanks for the love. I appreciate you, Stan, for coming in. Most people read it the wrong way. They think, man, I need something new in my life, right? Or I need to switch things up, or maybe this isn't hitting anymore, right? So what do? What do most people do in this place? They reset. They reset everything. Now they got a new plan. Now they got new strategy. Now they got a new direction. Now they're showing new energy. And then they go right back into the beginning where it feels exciting again, right? You probably noticed this before too. That's the cycle, family. When you're building something, whether you're angling for that corporate office, where you're building up your business, whether you're trying to get to that next level of career success, we're thinking that, man, just because things are boring, that means we're not growing. That we're thinking just because things are boring, that we need to pivot. We think just because things are boring, we need to do something different that's going to make us appear in a different light, family. No, when it's not exciting, that's the cycle that a lot of people get into, and they're starting all over again, over and over and over again. Family, you probably seen this. Like, you probably seen that same behavior. And I'm going to point some people out. And you're going to know who I'm talking about when I say it, right? You probably seen this behavior play out before, right? You know people who keep going to school over and over and over again, and they get a degree after degree after degree after degree, but they never actually do anything with those degrees. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes. I'm just calling you what I see. Y'all know some people right there. Or those people who always they come up with a new offer for their business, even when the other offers they haven't gotten any traction yet. You're thinking, okay, I just need a new offer for my business. And if I come up with that new offer, this one is going to sell. Well, whatever happened to the other 7 offers that you created that didn't sell? Well, all of a sudden you need a new offer. We need new energy. Family, we're doing this wrong. You're not addicted to growth. That's not what that's about. You're addicted to starting all over again. Like, starting is your addiction for whatever reason. You like starting. I see you, Prima. Thanks for popping in. That's why they never build anything that lasts. Y'all know some people like this. Man, I have to check myself, and I'm about to share it with you. Like, I have to get honest about this because I felt it too. Like, I'm just like you guys. I'm building something special, and you feel it. You always feel like, man, I got to start over. It's got to be fresher. It's got to be shinier. It's got to be better. It's got to be this. When you've already been building something solid, but we just haven't stayed into the grind long enough to really see it through, right? The moment right there, right? The progress, it feels predictable. The results, they're not immediate, and excitement is gone. This is where your mind, it starts to wander, family. You start looking at things different, or you start looking for something different, something faster, something more engaging, like something that gives you that spark again. But listen, I have to ask myself, family, am I building for results or am I building for stimulation? I'm gonna pause because some of you know what you're building for. You think you're building for results, but reality, you're probably building for stimulation. You're looking for those likes. You're looking for the comments. You're looking for engagement. You're looking for some type of validation in your life. That doesn't mean you're making any money. That doesn't mean your business is growing. That doesn't mean you're going to get to that corner office. The only thing you're doing now is you're seeking validation as opposed to results. Family, if we're building our $1 million brand, it's not about validation and engagements. It's about staying the course for what we need to get done so we can get to that $1 million bag. So that question, it made me check myself right here, right? Because real growth, it doesn't stay exciting. And you've probably experienced this before. It becomes structured, real talk. It becomes repetitive. It becomes predictable. And that's the point. When you're growing, you're thinking, man, it needs to change. The point is to be structured, to be repetitive, to be predictable. And that's the point, family, if we're trying to get to our $1 million bag. Predictability actions lead to predictable results. That's how you scale, family. Real talk. I see you, Marcus. Thanks for popping in. I see you, Don. I see you, Lynn. I see you, Astronom. I can't even say it right. I say hi. I see you, LJC. Thank you, Nicholas. I see my Instagram family, LinkedIn family, YouTube family, TikTok family. We're all in one place. This is episode 66, week 14 of a 52-week build, and we're building $1 million business. Before I get into this next topic right here, I want to remind people that we are building this thing in public, right? This is a live camera. Today is April the 13th, 2026. The time is 12:13 noon Central Standard Time. And I always appreciate you tapping in. But more importantly, man, invite other like-minded individuals to these lives because we are truly building out $1 million business in public. I can always use your support, and then other like-minded individuals who also on that hustler's journey to build their $1 million bag as well. I'm Patrick Hart, so I'm going to be your host. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, it's a great opportunity to do so. There's floating links, QR codes, banners, or simply type in newsletter, and I'll make sure you personally get your invite as well. So let me show you the shift that I made for myself. Maybe you can duplicate it. You want to streamline it, incorporate it into your business or whatever. Like, I had to change how I looked at boredom, okay? It's definitely not something to avoid, right? We can't avoid it. It's something to leverage. 3 simple shifts for me, and I'm going to share them with you. 1, boredom means you found the path already, but it feels repetitive, right? That means you're no longer guessing at this point, okay? That's a positive right there. I say you, Jay Black. I see you, Fred. Thanks for popping in. That's not the problem. That's clarity. You already found clarity, okay? Step 2, or number 2, stop chasing new. Start stacking your reps. You don't need a new strategist point once you found boredom in your business and or your personal life and you're trying to angle to get to that corporate office. You need more volume on what already works. That's where mastery comes from, family. Okay. Number three, I want you to detach from the need to feel entertained. This one is huge for a lot of people, especially in the age of social media, because right now we're in that attention economy and we're thinking, okay, just because I'm building out my $1 million business, I need to have fresh content. Or just because you're building out your $1 million business and you're angling for that next promotion, we think, man, I need to be extremely visibility, right? What you should. But now you're thinking, man, every single time that I drop something new, it needs to be a different message. I need to be looking different. I need to have a different outfit. I need to have different talking points. I need that, man. Come on, man. Boredom is where that growth happens, family. So this one is huge. We're not seeking validation. We're looking for results. So everything doesn't need to feel good. Not everything needs to feel exciting. Some things just need to get done, right? This is called getting shit done. That right there, that shift right there, that's what separates people who build momentum from the people who keep restarting over and over and over and over again. Listen, fam, I'm gonna close these out. I thought we wanted to do 30 minutes, and I realized, man, I could really drop these messages in about 15, 20 minutes, right? So probably going forward, I'm gonna try to stay in that pocket where I can give you about a good 15, 20 minutes of content, right? 15, 20 minutes of the good word, and then we'll get yourself out here so we can get on the hustling in our everyday life. So I think we're right at that point. We're about 16 minutes. I'm about to land this plane. But before I do that, I want to say this. Thank you guys for rocking with your boy. This is episode 66. 66. Week 14 of a 52-week build. We're building $1 million business. If this is your first time here, every single episode is designed to give you some insights, some tools, some resources, some frameworks, some knowledge, some understanding of how to get to your $1 million bag, right? So that's why you want to tap in. You want to follow me. Make sure you come back. I do these every single day, noon Central Standard Time. So you're in the right place. The other 65 episodes, you can find it on my YouTube playlist called Building $1 Million Business, or if you're following me on LinkedIn, you can find that underneath the events tab, Building $1 Million Business as well. So let's land this thing. Here's what this build is showing me so far. Week 14, episode 66, 52-week build. Excitement gets you started, right? We know that much. Everything's exciting in the beginning. Discipline keeps you moving. But boredom, family, that's where things begin to compound. That's where the real separation starts to happen for a lot of people. Because when it gets boring, most people disappear. Real talk. Like they switch things up. The things start to slow down. Then they start all over again. But if you can stay locked in, like truly locked in, you don't just build momentum. You build something that actually lasts, family. That's your edge. Lean into that. So here's where we're going to go next, episode 67. We're going to get into distraction. And we're not talking about like surface level distraction. We're not talking about, hey, put your phone away because you're being distracted. I'm talking about the subtle distractions that look productive to you in the very beginning, but are quietly killing your momentum and is preventing you from getting to that $1 million bag. All right, a couple of things, family. As always, you can DM me. We're building out a live business here in 2026, live in public. If there's topics that's impacting you personally and or professionally in your business, and you think it's going to be a good live topic for other like-minded individuals, slide in my DMs and slide that topic to me. If I feel like it's going to be a topic that a lot of people can relate to, I write a whole live about it, and then we can have some talking points around it here every single day. So make sure you slide in my DM to that. The other thing, invite other like-minded individuals. We do this every single day. And then lastly, I see you, Bubble. I see you, Bubble. Thanks for popping in. And then lastly, sign up for the newsletter. We're at over 6,000 members. We're growing that. We have a goal to reach over 50,000 members. I could sure use your support on the inside. So I see you on the inside. Until tomorrow, family, hey, let's keep getting it. Keep hustling. I'm sending love, strength, and positivity your way. Let's get some of that money and energy so we can go tackle our dreams. See you then, family.